What's up? And no, this is not a style vlog. We're actually talking about climate change. We are fashionistas, but also eco-friendly fashionistas.
Period.
So follow us as we go on this journey to understand how we can be conscious consumers and integrate eco-friendly practices into our everyday lives.
Woo. Like and subscribe at the bottom.
Hey y'all, we're back and welcome again to Conscious Consumer with your girl Nye and Maddie, and we're so excited to join with you again this week. We're so excited to share these things that have happened in the world in the past 2 weeks because it has been insane.
Very devastating, and our heart goes out to those people who have really been suffering through this time. So girl, what happened? Get to the juicy stuff. What did you see when you visited Memphis and Texas this past week?
Okay, so it's been ridiculous. So yes, I visited Mississippi and Memphis area a couple weeks ago, and I was not expecting what I was expecting at all. I mean, I checked the weather and they were saying like it's gonna be cold, which I assumed, and like possible snow. So I was like, okay, I'll pack like a light jacket, But when I got down there, it was a full tundra. I mean, It was ridiculous. It was snowing. It was car wrecks. There was like no snow plows. There was no salt on the street or anything, and I was stuck. I was stuck there. So it was really crazy, honestly. Oh my gosh.
Were you able to talk to anyone while you were down there?
Yeah, I did get to track down one person because like Black people don't like talking in the snow.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hi. Can I talk to you real quick? I just have a few questions. I'm sorry. I know it's cold.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, great. What's your age and where are you from?
I'm Zan Edwards, 29, and what was the third question?
Where are you from?
From Bruce, Mississippi.
Okay, cool. So what do you know? Can you tell me a little about what you know about climate change?
What I do know is that climate change is just affecting the weather. It's basically thrown off. It is wintertime, but I just feel like, I don't know, maybe we need to take care of the environment better so we can have the appropriate weather instead of 6 inches of snow in Mississippi. That's kind of odd. You don't really see weather like this around this time of year.
What do you think would be something that we can as people do better, and more specifically minority people, to get people more aware, I guess, and more seeing that climate change is a non-reversible thing?
I don't really know what it will take to get the message out. I just know that people who are aware of climate change need to be more aware of it and take care of our own environment. Like be examples, if anything. Lead by example.
Okay.
And maybe people will follow.
Hopefully, we make some things happen.
Hopefully.
And can you imagine that was Mississippi? When you think about Mississippi, you think of heat and racism, not snowstorms. I was just like, oh my gosh, and I was stuck there for days. I mean, three extra days than what I had planned to. And I had talked to 2 different generations of Mississippians, and they told me that they have never seen snow like that, and especially since it stayed for 2 to 3 days. I mean, usually it would just be gone, but I mean, they've been dealing with this, and they're still dealing with it, and it's been weeks now. And so the only reason why I was really stuck there is because I had a connecting flight through Dallas to get back to LA. And do not get me started on what I saw in Dallas, Texas, because Texas right now is going through a full polar vortex. It's insane. I didn't think I would ever see it in my days.
Wow. And that's really ironic because Hurricane Harvey, which happened in Texas in 2017, caused $125 billion worth of damage. Can you imagine how much economic instability comes along with having these mini pandemics that happening multiple times in a decade? It's a lot. So it seems like an easier solution would be to address the issue head on, and then create a way forward.
Period. I think that is so important. And, you know, we really have to start tackling some stuff because people, again, don't think that this is going to happen again. And it is. And it's going to keep going.
You're probably wondering, what are the primary greenhouse gases and where it comes from? They are methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. Now, these 6 activities contribute the most greenhouse gases. Number 1, burning coal, natural gas, and oil. Number 2, the agriculture industry, growth and production of cows, chickens, and pigs. Number 3, production of synthetic material and dyes. Number 4, production of crude oil. Number 5, plastic, which is made from fossil fuel. And number 6, burning trash, just to name a few. Carbon dioxide is removed from the atmosphere when it is absorbed by plants as part of the biological carbon cycle. We are producing more greenhouse gases and chopping down an unprecedented amount of trees, which is preventing the environment from absorbing carbon dioxide.
Girl, that's like someone shitting in your bed. Can you imagine your neighbor coming over to your house, going into your room, getting into your bed and shitting, and then you get in your bed? Ew. Ew. That's disgusting.
Ew. The excess greenhouse gases created by humans are what's increasing the temperature of the ocean and causing the ice caps in Antarctic to melt. Once those ice caps melt, it increases the sea levels, also the precipitation. Now, this is causing a shift in seasonal timing and also a shift in the allocation of moisture. So times where we felt like it should be warm and it's dry, or times where it was really, really wet and we felt like it should have been dry, that is the reallocation of weather, which is causing erratic changes in our day-to-day lives. Historically, minorities moved to areas of the South that don't typically have severe snow or even freezing cold temperatures. So now that we really understand that climate change is something that has been accelerated by man-made activity, what do you think are some things that people in the South can do to contribute towards the reduction of greenhouse gas emission?
Well, you know, I know that there are some things that we can do, but I think one thing that's maybe will be more effective is honestly, now I know some people may get upset or disagree with me because I know that, you know, typically a lot of people of color like having their houses really clean, staying clean, especially keeping their bodies very clean. But the biggest thing is water usage and the use of non-biodegradable items, and that's lotions, that's washing detergent, that's cleaning products, but more specifically talking about the stuff that we're putting in the water.
Okay, so I just wanted to be extremely clear about the ingredients and give examples of some products we use on a regular basis. Now, we want to look for ingredients that derive from fossil fuel or petroleum, which is extremely harmful to about 99.9% of all living species and the environment. Now, some of these products claim to be eco-friendly, but that still remains to be seen, as majority of these products are in single-use plastic. Some of these containers can withstand a longer lifespan of usage. Okay, so Tide. We all love it, but should we? One of the main active ingredients is propylene glycol, and it is primarily made by treating propylene oxide, and that's a chemical produced from refining petroleum with water. Yeah. Same thing the local gas station is made from. And they have the nerve to put out a marketing campaign encouraging consumers to wash their clothes with cold water to save the environment? Yeah, so the water takes longer to become acidic. What's up with that, Tide? Incendio has an ingredient listed as fragrance, as thousands of other products do. Now, according to the FDA, it is a cocktail of industrial chemicals, including petroleum and phthalates, and it can damage the liver, kidney, lungs, and the reproductive system. This window cleaner is made from ammonia, which is consistently exposed to our air supply and can cause respiratory damage and at high dosages of respiratory failure. Now, companies are now offering vinegar substitutes for ammonia. Now, common is an antibacterial cleaner, which also contains fragrance, which we know now contains petroleum. Now, Ajax, another fan favorite, is made from bleach. Now, manufacturers who use chlorine bleach often release it into local water bodies along with other liquid industrial waste. Once it reaches water, chlorine reacts with the other minerals and elements to form a host of dangerous toxins. These toxins include dioxin. Now, Greenpeace calls dioxin one of the most dangerous chemicals known to science. Now we're getting into the good stuff. The natural mainstream brands, Myers, has a long list of natural ingredients such as essential oils and substances originating from trees and flowers, although they do use synthetic fragrant ingredients as masking agents. So that still sounds a bit sketchy to me. And this window cleaner called Green Things, that uses vinegar instead of ammonia. Now, this is one of my favorite, y'all. It's a brand called Pure Home. Now, first off, the packaging on the laundry detergent is biodegradable and compostable. So the plastic bottles are recycled plastic, and they are dedicated to providing cleaning products that are made with 100% of natural ingredients that you could actually eat. And they have succeeded. Now, every single ingredient comes from a plant, flower, or tree. So, of course, there's no coincidence that the company was founded by a Black woman. Now, Better Life cleaners are made with natural ingredients as well. Now, one of the particular called glucoside, a plant-derived substance made from fats, alcohol, and sugars found in palm kernel oils, corn sugars, and coconut. Now, both of these, palm olive and soap spa from the Dollar Tree, are a definite caution sign. They both contain fragrance, which we now know is a cocktail of industrial chemicals, including petroleum, called phthalates. Cerama Bright and Drano definitely have a long list of ingredients that directly contribute to the increase in the ocean water temperature. Have plumbers gotten that expensive where we can't ask them to bring over their snake, which is a cleaning tool to clear the drain? It's super eco-conscious and could create more jobs in plumbing. Let's do better.
Wow, that was super enlightening, and I'm just like really excited to try all of these biodegradable products. It's really important that we stay conscious about our decisions, and I'm super excited to be conscious about what I'm putting into the water system.
And all this connects completely, like the reasoning why we have hurricanes and thunderstorms and polar vortexes is because we need to do a better job on like just our everyday uses that we're doing as individuals to help the overall impact and become more eco-friendly.
Yes, because one thing that we have to remember is that companies are going to make what we are going to buy.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand 101. So it really starts with the consumer. We can't expect the government to take action right away because they have to be a non-biased entity. And there are also corporations who are fighting against this as well. Because as you can imagine, if people stop using non-biodegradable products, then there are going to be some businesses and some companies that will be affected. So as consumers, we have to force these companies to pivot.
Exactly.
So anybody knows that when you're dealing with business longevity, you have to know how and when to pivot. And now's a perfect time to identify areas of opportunity within this new biodegradable world and new reusable world that we are going to create as conscious consumers.
Yes, we are always saving Mother Nature. Yes, and we're going to stay up and always continue to be wet.
Conscious consumers.
Okay, thank you so much for tuning in with us this week. We had a great discussion. I really hope you learned something. So please check up on us next week, and we're gonna have some new videos, and we're gonna try some great things and keep moving on and saving Mother Nature.
Yes.
And don't forget, tell your friends and subscribe at the bottom. See you